Hello, my name is Nick Isabel.
And I'm Mike DiCarlo.
Today is March 21st, 2016, and our virus is the herpes simplex virus number 1 and 2. Both of these fall under the category of the herpes viridae group. Herpes simplex virus goes as far back as the time of ancient Greece. In Greek, herpes derives from the words creep and crawl. Herpes was also said to be known during William Shakespeare's times. It was not until 1893 where the transmission of herpes between human and human was fully recognized. HSV research truly kicked off in the 20th century. Around the 1920s and 1930s, it was found that skin was not the only part of the body attacked by the virus, but also the central nervous system. In the 1930s, the human immune responses to the virus were closely studied. And in the 1940s and 1950s, researchers found many diseases caused by the herpes simplex virus. From there and up until now, herpes research has been geared towards prevention, possible vaccinations, and treatment. Herpes is still a virus affecting the lives of millions of people today.
What part of the world it affects? Herpes is a virus that can be found on all corners of the world. There are areas where herpes is more prevalent compared to others. These areas would be impoverished places such as Africa and some parts of Asia. But aside from that fact, herpes could affect anyone, anywhere in the world.
How does it attack your body? The herpes virus gets into the host's body through an open wound or sexual contact. From there, herpes starts to attack your healthy cells. It replicates itself and incorporates itself into your cells. The herpes virus does affect the central nervous system, and it can live there. The virus can stay in your cells and not show any visible symptoms for a while. When the herpes gets triggered, that's when the symptoms arise. Herpes mostly gets triggered by stress and menstruation in females. Since the virus mostly lives in the nervous system, when triggered, the nerves resurface the virus, thus causing blisters and ulcers to appear on the skin. When the virus is done with its outbreak, it will reside back in the host body until another trigger happens. Now on to the symptoms. Herpes simplex virus 1 is the strain that usually causes cold sores, and herpes simplex virus 2 is the strain that usually causes genital herpes, but each virus is not limited to just one. Symptoms of oral herpes are small fluid-filled lesions on or around the mouth that are usually red. These lesions and cold sores can cause a burning and tingling sensation on the lips and mouth. These can be accompanied by feverish conditions. The symptoms of genital herpes are painful and itchy small sores located on or around the female genitalia or on the anus. The sores can form into ulcers and leave scabs. These are also accompanied by feverish conditions, occasionally in swollen lymph nodes. After a herpes outbreak on the mouth or on the genitals, it can lie dormant and not reoccur for a long period of time. Transmission. Herpes simplex virus 1 and herpes simplex virus 2 can be transmitted a number of ways. It can happen if there is a break in a person's skin. It can also be transferred from person to person by sharing drinks and other items where the mouth touches. However, the most common way herpes is spread through sexual intercourse of all kinds. The virus is in the bodily fluids, and this is a very contagious virus.
Who is at risk? Almost everyone is at risk for catching some strain of the herpes simplex virus. This is because herpes could lie dormant in host's body for days, weeks, months, and years. This means that it could be spread from person to person without any knowledge of it happening. The risk is higher if you commonly share drinks, food, etc. with other people if you don't practice safe sex.
Treatment and prevention. There is no way to cure herpes after it has been caught. There are antiviral medications available to shorten and reduce herpes outbreaks. Also, there is daily suppressive therapy for herpes to bring down the likelihood of passing the virus from sexual partner to partner. There are vaccines in development, but they have not found one that consistently works effectively. One way to prevent the likelihood of contracting herpes is to stop sharing drinks, toothbrushes, food items, etc., and also practice safe sex by using a condom. But even while practicing this, it does not guarantee the stop of the transmission of herpes. Statistics.
1 in 5 Americans have genital herpes. Around 80% of adults in the U.S. have oral herpes. About 25% of adults in the U.S. have genital herpes. 1 in 4 women have herpes compared to 1 in 5 men having herpes, ruling herpes more common in women. Almost 1 million cases of HSV-2 will be transmitted this year in the U.S. 45.9% of African Americans have herpes compared to 17.9% in white Caucasians.
Physical description of the virus. The virus has a 4-layer structure. It has a core that contains a double-stranded DNA enclosed in a capsid made up of capsomers. The capsid is enclosed by a protein coat called the tegument. The whole thing is encased by a lipid bilayer envelope. It is well protected. It also has a circular shape similar to the cocci shape used to describe bacteria. But this is a virus, not bacteria. Further information websites. Some websites that will provide good and helpful information are cdc.gov, www.herpes.com, webmd.com, and ashasexualhealth.org. Thank you for your time.